What's up, Glory Gang?
Yo.
I'm Austin.
And I am Darren.
And we are your hosts on the Glory Boys podcast. As you can see, there's two of us, not one.
Two.
But two of us.
Two.
And that kind of links in with today's episode topic. We are talking about pros and cons of business partnership. Should you do this alone? Should you find yourself a business partner? Let's find out.
Let's roll that intro. Well, before we dive into the episode, which is going to be a good one,
Banger.
you know, we're Glory Visuals, a 50-50 partnership company. We have been since the beginning, and we're going to discuss and really talk through some of the pros and cons of what that can bring up. Doing stuff alone, there's pros to that. There's cons to that. Doing stuff in a partnership, same thing. So before we do that, we're going to bust open some of this butterscotch beer, so butter beer. If any of you guys are Harry Potter fans like myself and Austin, you know exactly what this is.
Oh, yeah.
This was a gift from a friend of ours. She's actually one of our pastors at our church, and she left all these things on our desk one day. There's a Wonder Ball, there's a Krabby Patty, there's Razzles, there's Pixie Sticks, a whole mess of Pixie Sticks, and whatchamacallit.
Nice.
Do you know what any of these are?
I'm not really sure what that one's called, but...
This one?
Yeah, the whatchamacallit.
Nice.
Not really sure what I should call it, but...
Well...
Yeah, no, I remember Wonder Balls for sure.
What's in a Wonder Ball?
Mystery in every one. And I was never like super into Wonder Balls,
yeah,
but they were a thing and they were nostalgic. And she's well aware that we've been, rekindling our love for Pokemon over these last couple of months, and she's super supportive and really just wanted to get some vintage candy for us to kind of rekindle some nostalgia. So
that's kind of what we're doing. So I've loved Harry Potter since like 4th grade. So I knew about butterbeer way early on in my life. And then I just went to Disney World and had it for the first time at Universal.
Nice.
And went to, Hogwarts and did the whole thing. So had some true butterbeer and it was awesome.
I bet. Yeah.
It was so good.
I really want to go there sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to go. So let's bust this bad boy open with using our nice Leatherman that we love.
If you don't know about the Leathermans, go check out the previous episode. We talk all about them.
Ready?
But they have a bottle opener built in, so.
Hold on, let's see if we get... Oh! Yeah! Nice. Dude, I don't know why that's so much fun, just getting that nice little...
That was good.
That was fire. So, I've never had this kind or...
They're definitely screw tops. But who cares?
Who cares? Cheers.
I've never had this either. Cheers.
Oh my word.
Wow. That's really sweet and really good.
Wow.
It tastes
definitely
like melted butterscotch.
It definitely contains milk.
Really? No way.
Yep.
Oh, it contains milk. Yep.
It can't be a lot, right?
I mean,
I'll just drink a tiny bit of it.
Literally doesn't say anything along the lines of milk in the ingredients. It says carbonated water, pure cane sugar, natural and artificial flavors, caramel color, phosphoric acid, sodium benzoate, and stevia extract. So I don't know what of those ingredients contain milk. Maybe the natural flavor.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
caramel,
think it probably...
caramel color, but caramel for sure.
Weird.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Interesting.
Anyway, it's really good.
It tastes amazing. Yeah, thanks, Kel.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. That's delicious.
It tastes like a butterscotch cream soda.
It really does. And it's very subtle. It's not super carbonated.
Yeah.
It's very creamy. It's very good.
I like that. That's good. What do we got next?
All right, so we got Krabby Patty and Wonder Ball. Which one do you want?
Wonder Ball.
Dang.
Okay, you can have Wonder Ball.
As Mario. So Mario.
I'll do the Krabby Patty.
Mario is one of my favorite things of all time. I love Super Nintendo. I love regular Nintendo. It's just all straight vibes. I can beat.
Darren has a pretty impressive vintage Nintendo collection.
I can beat any of you at any Mario game, just so you know.
Those are fighting words for someone out there. Not me, because you definitely could beat me because I suck.
So in this box, it says look prize below.
Sick.
So look prize below.
Okay, so in here, I got a sticker. Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob stickers. What'd you get? Oh, that looks way cooler.
There's like a gold coin.
What?
This is freaking lit.
Is it metal?
Yeah, and it's like heavy.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is a Super Mario coin, and it's like super thick. It's got toad on it.
Ooh, that's got some weight to it.
That's what I'm saying.
I love that.
Oh, okay. And you can collect the whole set.
That's
like
cool.
There's like a ton of them.
Check it out if you're watching on YouTube right now.
Yeah, Daisy, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong. I mean, you got the whole squad here. So I guess, yeah, you can. That's kind of cool.
I have a Krabby Patty.
Oh,
it's got a.
Why is it green?
I don't know. Did they typically have green buns?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, it's called green apple.
Okay, it's green apple flavored.
Yep.
And then we got a little prize at the bottom here. What did we get? I think it's a collectible action figure.
Really?
Oh, okay. So what is this? It's one character inside. Just like, sounds like a Mighty Bean.
It looks like
it stands up.
Is it a Mighty Bean?
That's sick. It's literally.
That's for sure a Mighty Bean.
Oh, it's like a Weeble. It wobbles, but it never falls down. So that's kind of cool, actually. It like stands up, and then you can knock it around. You can be like, "What up, SpongeBob?"
And you got
get on my face, and then it just gets right back up again.
And you got a SpongeBob, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I also got
this right here.
I also got a couple of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong stickers, which is kind of sick.
I got Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob stickers.
Dang, this is cool.
Sweet. They don't make it like they used to.
Well, this is like surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Because there's also a prize. I mean, there's not a prize, but it's like
there's stuff in the Wonder Ball.
Candy
right?
shapes and prizes and
Are we gonna eat them?
Oh, I wonder what's in a Wonder Ball. Yeah, we have to eat them.
All right, I'm gonna take one bite because that way you can try it.
Just eat half of it.
But then you ruin the experience.
You're gonna slobber all over it. Give me COVID. All right, so this Wonder Ball is already kind of broken in half, but there's a ton of little candy shapes inside.
Just like I remember.
Here's half the chocolate ball.
Let me try one of them sweet tart things.
It just tastes like sugar.
Yep. Mario. They're little Mario heads.
Little Mario heads, which are kind of cute. They're not great, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
They're kind of meh.
It's just sweet.
I won't eat the chocolate because more dairy and I'll just get sick. So you can try it.
I don't remember what Wonder Balls taste like, to be honest. I also thought, I always thought it was weird that it's just like a hollow shell.
Yeah.
Because it's not really like that much candy.
Right.
But it tastes pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just good old-fashioned chocolate?
Yeah. You want to try the Krabby Patty?
Yeah.
I already ate half of it.
Does it taste like green apple?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I might as well finish this now.
It smells like green.
It smells like green.
Nice. Chewy.
It's really chewy. You almost have to just eat the whole thing.
Wow.
Wow.
I bet you love listening to us chew. Do you want the rest?
No.
All right.
We have other candies to try. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm going to overdo it. You're going to have to try that because
I don't know if I've ever tried a whatchamacallit, to be completely honest.
So that's pure
with you.
gluten and dairy all mixed together.
All right.
If you're wondering and you're listening, I cannot have much dairy and I can have zero gluten. It's not good for me.
Okay.
You already try it?
Yeah. It's good. It's peanut buttery and it has peanut butter in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what's
peanut
in
butter,
it?
It's like, so chocolate, peanut flavored crisps, and caramel.
I like all those things.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It tastes like a Reese's, but
all right.
puffy.
Razzles.
Razzles.
Remember these?
Gum one?
Yeah, so they taste like candy at first, and
then
then
they're gum.
they turn into gum.
Sweet.
So first, it's candy. Razzles. Then it's gum.
Razzles.
All right. So we're going to rip this bad boy open. So I don't like the purple ones.
That's
I
fine.
remember when I was a kid.
I'll take them. All right. Do I eat all of these at once?
Sure.
It's cool because you can like get each flavor, but then they all kind of turn into one big ball of mush.
So I just put 4 in my mouth. And they're very powdery.
Yeah.
You gotta get them real wet.
Then definitely gum. All right. Here goes 6.
Wow. Takes a minute for it to be gum.
I think
Great.
you're probably supposed to eat them one at a time.
Great flavor, though. So Tootsie Roll makes these. sugar, gum base, a bunch of stuff like blue 1 and red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6 even.
You got any lake in there?
Yeah.
Nice.
All of those are lake. What's that mean?
I don't know.
Oh.
I always thought it was one of the blue food colorings, but
No, it says red 40 lake, blue 40 lake, or blue 1 lake, yellow 5 lake.
interesting. If you're a food chemist and you're listening to this, let us know what lake means.
Hey, but they're peanut free and gluten free, so I'm good to go.
Nice.
Anyway, that's good. Lemon, raspberry, grape, orange, blueberry. Nice old OG candy. Razzles. Fire.
And they all kind of come together in your mouth as just like a big fruity flavored piece of gum.
And then the flavor is gone about right now.
Yeah. That's why you just keep eating them. Just add to it, you know?
All right, so last but not least, I better wash down all that sugar with
Did
this.
you spit out your gum?
Oh, that's so good. This next one is just pure sugar.
Literally.
It's literally just a stick of
Just
flavored
brown.
sugar.
That's what you get when you mix all the colors, I guess.
Huh. Mine was red, so that's interesting.
It's because probably the purple one.
All right, so we're probably going to have a stomach ache at the end of this episode, but it's okay because YOLO.
Yeah.
There's purple, blue, and orange,
I'm supposed to do all these?
and red.
Oh, gosh.
So
All right, I'll try a little bit of each one, and then we'll make an assessment.
make an assessment. Where's the red one? Red one, blue one, orange one. I don't like purple stuff, but I'll try it just for kicks and gigs. I'll try the worst one first because I don't like grape flavored things.
Do you remember when you would like get these all slobbery and then the end would like get all stuck to it? You wouldn't get the rest of it out.
Wow. This tastes like I was in second grade again. Weird.
I'm really confused why these were ever popular, honestly.
They still are.
It's just like such a weird concept. Like it's just flavored sugar in a paper stick.
Yeah, but they were awesome when you were a kid, remember? You're like, just give me some of that. It was like a little crack.
Grape is solid.
Grape kind of tastes like Kool-Aid.
What's blue? Blueberry?
Or blue raz, maybe?
Yeah, it's for sure blue ras.
Oh, Maui Punch.
I like that one. It's a good one.
So red is cherry.
Red is cherry. Not
Which-
a fan.
I actually like cherry. So,
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not usually a cherry fan, but it's good.
oh, I don't eat this one sugar ever.
Yeah, I'm going to feel sick for sure, but YOLO.
Wait, I lied. We do eat a lot of sugar sometimes, but not like this.
No.
Maui Punch.
Orange is orange. Tastes very orangey.
Wow.
It's like if you dehydrated an orange slice C4. That's kind of what it tastes like.
Maui Punch is,
It's really good.
it's okay.
I like it. I think it was my favorite.
Orange for sure is my favorite.
Weird.
But it's just like, I'm like thinking of times like when I was on like the playground, like just smashing a whole bag of these.
Smashing pixie sticks.
Oh yeah. I haven't had orange yet. Oh, cherry. That's what I had. So this is orange.
For some reason, I feel like I remember that we had to like cut the tops for some reason.
So there's a plastic version of these where you would almost
like, can't rip through it or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to
I
like
remember.
bend it, and sometimes they wouldn't bend and pop.
Oh, that's right.
So you had to cut it.
Yes,
So
the
the
jumbo
paper-
ones.
Well, the jumbo ones, and they had small ones like
Oh,
this.
did they?
They were like lime green, yellow, pink, and purple or blue or something.
Okay. Got my SpongeBob here. He's gonna hang out for a while.
Yeah, so back in the day, you could buy those huge ones from like baseball games and stuff.
I remember those.
They were like $1 or 50 cents.
Yep.
I don't know if maybe Pixie Sticks still made them, but
They sell them too at like museums or like.
they were just huge, like
Yeah.
carnivals and
Yeah.
like all kinds of stuff.
Yep, I remember those.
Which who wants to eat like 25
I
grams
do.
of sugar?
I do is the answer.
No,
Me, 12-year-old me wants all the pixie sticks.
that's fair.
Yeah, it was weird. As kids, you could like eat as much sugar as you wanted, and it never mattered.
Yeah, that's true.
But now that I'm an adult, like I have a sweet tooth still, but it just wrecks me every time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you to Kelly for hooking it up with these vintage treats.
Yeah.
The butterbeer. Should we get into the podcast now?
Yeah, we should do that.
All right. If you have made it this far, thank you so much. And we promise this podcast will be valuable to you if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, or maybe you run a video company like we do, or maybe you are a graphic design freelancer, whatever it may be. We hope that this episode brings you value, and let's dive into it.
Let's dive in.
What are we talking about today?
So today, as we just chose to eat a lot of sugar together as, business partners and homies, wake up.
Sorry, it's all the sugar.
He's not sleeping, actually. Dude, when we were kids, it would get us all jacked up.
Yeah, now it just makes me tired.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
anyway, we're going to be talking about how, what are really the pros and cons of owning a company with someone else. Talking about our partnership, our 50-50 ownership, and just really like the pros and cons of that.
Yeah, so we've had a few people reach out over time, talk to us about, why we did 50-50 partnership, how that's worked out for this, how it's worked out for us, maybe how it hasn't worked out so well for them. And so we just thought that we would kind of jump on here and talk about some of because there are pros and cons to both. There are challenges that come when you're working by yourself. There are challenges that come when you're working with someone else.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to break this down kind of in our point of view, what we view as the pros and cons of us being 50-50 partners in everything that we do with Glory Visuals, with the Glory Boys, with other ventures. I mean, we're together a lot. And so we're kind of stuck with each other at this point, and that's okay. And it's a learning curve and new challenges every day. So what would you say is the first pro that comes to mind of owning a business with a business partner?
Yes. The first pro is there are a lot of strengths and weaknesses in each person. And it just so happens that your strengths are my weaknesses and some of my strengths are your weaknesses. And so together, obviously we can get a lot more done. I don't have to learn things that I don't love. Like I don't have to worry a lot of my headspace on certain things of our business because you kind of naturally do that stuff or are stronger at it. And before, when I owned a business, because I have owned a business by myself before, I found myself struggling in a lot of areas like bookkeeping or things with taxes or paperwork or things that are not creative. I don't tend to be strong at. And you, on the other hand, are a little bit more organized and a little bit more thoughtful in that area. So it's helped us, I think, grow a little bit faster with you being strong in that, me being able to focus on the things that I'm good at instead of having to be bogged down by these like really difficult things for me personally to focus on.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And I would say a con that kind of comes along with that, yes, you complement each other. Ideally, you kind of cover each other's weaknesses in a way. A con, I would say, or a challenge maybe, rather, is that you are not only accountable to yourself in a partnership. So you can't just go out and buy that piece of gear, regardless if you have the money for it or not. In a sole proprietor, you get to decide what you buy, when you buy it, what you use your money on, how much time you spend on your business that week. All of these things are... You don't get to just do them in a partnership. So along with, on the contrary to, yes, you get to be strong in more areas than your own strengths, which is awesome. However, on the flip side of that, you have to run at the same pace as they do. Like we have to be on the same page if we're, taking time off or whatever. Like we have to try to balance that load as best as we can because eventually one of you is going to feel like you're pulling more weight than the other. And luckily, like in 3 years of running a company together, we haven't really had that issue too much because we set firm foundation from the beginning that we were both in this equally. Yeah. But we have had a couple of people that have said that didn't really work out, where they felt, they were doing the vast majority of the work, but they were kind of 50-50 splitting the money and getting equal pay. However, one was sacrificing more than the other. And so that's a big challenge. You have to make sure that you're equally invested into the business, especially if you're 50% partners like we are. I can't just take time off if I feel like I need it. We have to be in agreement on, how can I make that up? Or if he can take time off too, or whatever, whatever feels like we're both investing the same amount of time and effort into this.
Right. What would be a pro as far as like projects go, like maybe editing wise, like what's a pro in having a 50-50 partnership?
Yeah. So one pro is kind of along the similar lines of, having complementing strengths, but really what that enables us to do in the editing time is two things. One, we'll pass off projects to each other. So typically if Darren's editing something, before he exports it, he'll have me look over it, go through it with a fine-tooth comb, fix up any color issues, audio issues, kind of just touch it up a little bit. And that's part of just going that extra little step, which is really nice. I think sometimes it's hard if you're by yourself. You get done with the project, it's hard to see that with fresh eyes. So that's one big benefit, that we can kind of swap projects at the end, touch them up with fresh eyes, maybe add anything that's needed, give feedback, whatever. It just helps to have somebody to bounce that stuff off of.
Yep.
And then the second reason that would come into play is if I'm feeling blocked on a project, I can say, okay, hey, Darren, like, I really don't know where to go with this. Can you take it over, or vice versa? Sometimes we'll swap projects in the middle if we're just feeling blocked on them.
Yeah.
And so that really helps, being able to just have a second opinion, have somebody that, is strong in different areas or thinks about things differently, has a different perspective. It's really nice to be able to go back and forth on that stuff.
Yeah, that's really great. And I would say maybe a con could be, like, we could be in an edit and one of us could be editing it and really love it in the direction that it is going and be like super confident, like, this is awesome. And then you or I could watch it or watch each other's work and we would be like, hey, like, this is great, but this would be better, this would be better. And then that doesn't sound good because you just put your life into this edit. And we've done a great job of taking and giving feedback, but I think sometimes that could be a con of, like, I like this direction. This edit's a little bit more edgy, but is edgy what our company is going for?
Yeah.
Or I like the way this is colored. Well, I actually prefer if we cool it down a little bit because it feels a little warm. And so I think we don't get into that too often. We're pretty much on the same page with that. But I think if you like a certain style or a certain way of things and the other person doesn't, I mean, that could be a con for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. You don't get to just make it how you want it to be, which you can do as a solo person. So just something to think about if you're considering going into business with someone or separating business from someone, I guess. So yeah. And what's another pro?
The third pro that I would say in owning a company with somebody 50-50 is that you really have two people doing things at a full-time pace. So whether we're working or editing on projects, there's obviously the book side of things and the client acquisition and client relations side of things. So you have to be communicating and emailing and talking to your clients. And so that's super important. But if you're buried in edits, then one or the other is going to suffer. And so it's really nice that sometimes there's days where you're communicating with our clients and I'm editing, and we can do that for 4 hours, and then we can both end the day editing and everyone was reached out to and we still got projects done. So I think that's a big pro, is like having two people's capacity, two people's time. But what would be the con of having that?
Yeah, one challenge I could see with that is that as a sole proprietor, you wear every hat. And we still pretty much do, but there's definitely been weeks where I have not gotten into projects as much as I would like to, because I've kind of taken that role and responsibilities. And so if you want to be, a well-rounded, if you're in our situation, if you're a similar company to us, as, independent video creators, whatever you want to call us, you have to kind of wear every hat. And so it is difficult, I think, in a partnership sometimes to continue to hone the well-roundedness of your skills.
Yeah.
Because you can tend to just live in your lane.
Yeah.
And so I've definitely found myself doing that.
Yeah.
Before, where I like get to Thursday and I'm like, man, I haven't even cracked Final Cut this week. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because I've been busy doing other stuff. And the only other thing that kind of sucks about that is sometimes that stuff feels less productive because it's not directly related to a paycheck coming in.
Right.
And so I've had to just be okay with that and just really manage my time better, so I'm able to do both.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would say is the challenge to having that extra capacity, being able to really own the things that you're good at. And yeah.
I know we already said that we would do the last pro, but I think this brings us to a really, really important one. So the actual last one is a pro of owning a company, a 50-50 partnership, would be that there is a time where we're not just both on cloud nine and like super gung-ho and excited about building this company. There's often times where we're actually the opposite. We're like, you're in a super great work week mode and you're just like crushing life and crushing dad life and your marriage is thriving. And then I'm down here just like all sad and depressed and want to quit everything. And then the next week I'll be like, yeah, let's do this. Let's take over the world, Austin. And you're like, no, I suck. I'm going to go work at Costco. And I'm obviously exaggerating, but there is a reality to different emotions and things that we feel along the journey. And to be able to rely on each other to like bounce stuff off of, to encourage each other, to equip each other, to then move forward and get out of the rut that we're in. I think it's really, really, really important. And it's good to just have that. I mean, I literally sit like this with you, next to you every day, all day. Now we can stand together because we have sit-stand desks because, you know, ergonomics.
So. But no, that's good. Honestly, that's probably... I've said this many times to people that I could not do this like by myself. Yep. And I know some people can, and if that's you, like more power to you. Yeah. But I think that was the single biggest reason why I could not do this alone.
Right.
Is because when I'm feeling it, like I need somebody else who's not. And it's the same in my marriage. Yeah. Like, and that's typically what I've found is it's usually one or the other. Very rarely are we both just in a terrible mood, defeated, you know, whatever. It's usually just one of us. And so it works and helps out a ton to have someone. I just imagine all the time if I were there alone, feeling what I'm feeling in that moment, like I would probably just go home for the day.
God gave me you. God gave me you for the ups and downs.
Nice. I don't know the next line. Otherwise, I'd sing it back to you.
God gave me you for the days of doubt.
There it is.
Yeah.
But
so
no,
good.
A challenge with that, there is challenges with all of these, is that you have to be vulnerable with the person that you're in business with. If they don't know you're going through it, they can't help you. And so it forces you, challenges you, and it's hard. But to tell them how you're doing, to tell them, even if something that they're doing is making you feel a certain way, like there's been moments where something just like came out and we're like, oh, where did that come from? We should probably talk about that and like go get dinner and chat. Yeah. And so that's a challenge that you have to work through. You can't just like keep everything in, because then that's what causes when you see these like fallouts where people just, they disband, or you hear of a band breaking up. Like, I feel like most of that is because there were feelings that people were just keeping inside and not being transparent with one another. And so that's a challenge every day, to continue to be transparent with each other about how we're doing, how we're feeling about our company, but also just how we're doing in our personal lives too.
Absolutely.
Well, SpongeBob says it's time to wrap up this episode, so we better do it. But,
all right. Well, guys, we hope that this episode was encouraging, inspiring, brought some light to some situations that maybe you're facing in your 50-50 partnership, or maybe gives you some insight or some thoughts to think about before you enter into that business venture with that person. They have to be the right people. Yep. They have to have the right mindset, the right goals, the right ambitions. You gotta be all in together. You can't just find somebody that's gonna invest 50% of the money, or find somebody that's gonna contribute 50% of the way. It really has to be two people that are 100% in, that are gonna lean in, that are gonna believe in what you guys are doing and push it forward through the high times and through the low times, because there will be low times, I promise you. But the thing is, when you come out together on the other side, the fact of what you built got you through that, and you're winning on the other side, is like the coolest feeling ever. The fact that we get to do this full time, the fact that we get to do it together, the fact that we get to hire somebody full time, and then we get to bring people along in our journey is just awesome. We don't take it for granted, and we love it so, so much. So if you loved this podcast, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications. We drop one of these every single Wednesday, so don't miss out. Definitely check it out. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating. We love reading those comments and seeing those 5-star reviews if you feel like we deserve it. But we do have some, and we love reading them, and we appreciate them very dearly. I'm Darren.
And I'm Austin.
And we'll see you guys next week.